Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, Boatcock Brothers Premium Cigars. Use the code MAT15 and get 15% off your order. Okay, y'all, good morning. Hope everybody's day is off to a great start. Hope you had a great week. We have LSU is back on the practice field today, and we do get media availability. I'm curious if this will be the last practice we get to see. They do practice on Saturday, which will very probably be a a scrimmage day. But we do not get to watch Saturday. So we get the full practice today, probably about a 2-hour workout over at LSU, and we get to watch the full thing. So, I'll have a practice report for you shortly thereafter. Sometime I would think around noon. Expect that sometime in the noon hour, I should say. I'll be curious to see, how some of these trends and evolutions continue. Early in camp, we talked so much about the defensive line kind of dominating the team periods. Early this week when we got to go Monday, Tuesday, the offensive line didn't allow a pressure or a sack, which was great to see. Monday, a few of the receivers dominated. Tuesday, the secondary really had the upper hand, and we haven't been out there the last couple of days. So, so I'll be curious. It's an evolution. We say it all the time about y'all probably heard me say it a million times during baseball season. It's a 56 game evolution. You're constantly getting better, improving, changing, evolving. Same thing here, right? I mean, you're never the same from day to day. You hope you keep getting better. So from practice one in fall camp to now, you could look at the areas where you hope that they've found some refinement. So, I would love to see the offensive line continue to keep Garrett Nussmeier upright, because I do think that defensive front is going to give a lot of people problems, y'all. And if this offensive line continues to hold up against them, I think that's a great sign. Speaking of offensive line, I got it there in the description. Not sure if you saw, but Walker Parks, the 6th-year offensive lineman from Clemson, was injured, reportedly on crutches. Dabo Sweeney was asked about it yesterday. He said, he'll be all right. He'll be good to go. Didn't go today, held him out, but he'll be good. That was Dabo's quote. I think it's very significant. Now, I talked about it on AFR, wrote about it at LouisianaSports.net, and if you have, I'll tell you this, because I know many of you enjoy a good red-faced Scone rant. Locked on LSU is live. The audio, the YouTube is coming up. It'll be live at 7 o'clock, so in 10 minutes from right now. I might recommend watching it. If you enjoy a good red-faced Scone rant, I might enjoy it, because last night when I was recording that, I got myself so worked up that I was scared I was going to wake up Drew, quite honestly. But anyway, suffice to say, I'm not too thrilled with the job the Clemson media did during their media session with Dabo yesterday. So we don't have any more information about Walker Parks' injury because none of the Clemson media dared ask Dabo a follow-up. But I do think it's significant, even if he is good to go. Now, remember, Walker Parks, if you're not familiar, he was first-team All-ACC. He's the right guard. He was All-ACC last year. He is preseason All-ACC this year, and he's in his 6th season. So his freshman year was the COVID year, and he played in 11 games in the COVID year. And then he started the next 2 seasons and then played in 2 games, was injured in 23, and then came back in 24 in his 5th year, started every game last year, and now he has a 6th year because of the COVID and the redshirt year. So he'll probably be one of the last of the of the super seniors, as they're kind of referred to. And this is your starting right guard. And remember, we've talked a lot throughout LSU fall camp that Josh Thompson playing LSU's right guard spot. Again, just from what we've seen, like not, I've seen a good bit of practice, but I haven't seen everything. That's where Bernard Gooden has kind of made his hay. Is there on the left defensive tackle spot, lined up on the right guard, the offensive right guard. So even if Walker Parks plays, okay, but if he's limited in any way, slowed in any way, and he's got to go against that guy, that's significant. I think that's worth watching. Okay, please smash the like button if you would, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Let me know if y'all are still down for the earlier starts. I think this works. Cranking up around 6:45 and getting out of here about 7:15. So let me know if that works for you. Appreciate y'all for being here. We'll say some good mornings. Hey, Brian, good morning. Bubba, good morning. Shane, good morning. Hey, Juan, what's going on, man? Good morning. Been a minute. What happened with the chance to open season in Ireland? Yeah, remember whenever that news kind of was percolating, I had Verge Osbury on the show on AFR. And he said they're always open to that. Now, Verge is never going to go. He's never going to speak out of turn. I mean, he's not going to say anything that's going to get him, backed into a corner. But he said they're always exploring. They're always exploring those possibilities. I'd love it. I mean, I love novelty games. I'd get to go for work. So that would be really cool. You get to go to Ireland on somebody else's dime. One of the perks of the job, I guess. But I like it. I'd love to do it. I'd be curious who the opponent is or who they've spoken to about being a potential opponent in Ireland. But as long as you're not giving up home games, which I guess you would be in that sense. But as long as you're playing at least 7 home games a year, I'd be okay. Hey, Brett, good morning. Tiger Diver, maybe you can contact Clemson Locked On. I don't know who the Clemson Locked On guy is. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful in a way. I just don't know who it is. But judging by Dabo's press conference yesterday, I'm not confident that the Clemson Locked On guy or anybody who covers Clemson knows what's going on because no one will ask the freaking coach a question. Again, go watch today's Locked On LSU. Hey, Leon, good morning. Bob, good morning. Make defense great again. Morning, Matt. Cole made me feel better about the running game. Rewatch the beginning of the Bama game. Hopefully they'll just get consistent with it and be fine. Yeah, the second play of the game, Caden Durham ripped off a 45-yard run. And he got run out of bounds or got tackled right at the 5-yard line. They settled for a field goal. But part of that certainly last year was when you got behind, you became a little you had to throw to play catch up. But what I would also say is they were behind plenty in 2023, and they still ran it more than they threw it that year with Jaden. They ran it 51% of the time. They threw it 49% of the time in 23 in Jaden's Heisman year. Then you say, well, it's because Jaden runs. Yeah, that is. 2019 was 52-48 pass run. Burrow ran. Anyway. Good morning. Interesting when you talked about Kansas' $300 million donation. Do you think Kansas could ever become a relevant program? Yes, I do, Brad. I mean, that's kind of the point. It's you can buy your way. Is SMU relevant? They were a playoff team last year. They're in a Power 4 league now. I mean, absolutely. That's the thing about this era. You can buy your way to relevance. It's no different than in Major League Baseball. If a team decided that they wanted to have $1 billion payroll, you could. There's no salary cap. The Rays, the Pirates, The A's, well, maybe less the A's, but the A's, sure. They choose not to spend. The Yankees and the Dodgers and the Red Sox and the Cubs, they do spend. So you look at college athletics the way it's always been. You have the haves and the have-nots. It's just the money in the past has been spent on facilities and recruiting budget and coaching salaries and all that stuff. Well, now it's on the players. And you can have beautiful facilities and a great coach, but if you don't have players, you can't win. Who wants to go to Kansas? Nobody wants to go play football at Kansas. Unless you're paying dudes millions of bucks. I mean, the thing about SMU, for example, like they may never get like the 5-star guy because whatever SMU would offer the 5-star, so would Bama, Michigan, LSU. You get it. But look at what happened with SMU with Ja'Kai Anderson. So Ja'Kai Anderson's a very talented receiver from New Orleans, and he was committed to LSU. Well, he was the 4th highest committed prospect at receiver in LSU's class. So if you're Ja'Kai Anderson, you're going, all right, I'm the 4th best player in my class at my position at LSU. Or I could go to SMU, which is going to pay me in their rev share like they're number 1. Okay, well, Ja'Kai Anderson's a really good, like he's good enough to play at LSU and may become awesome. But SMU is going to prioritize him. So there's guys that are good enough to play at major power schools that are going to end up at those schools because they're going to pay. So yes, Kansas can be a relevant program. If you missed it, Kansas got a $300 million donation from David Booth, who the stadium's name. They named the stadium after him the football stadium in 2018. Gave him a $300 million donation. They said so $75 million is going to go to the second phase of their stadium renovation project. The rest, the other $225 million, is going to be a recurring basically a recurring fund for athletics, but it's basically going to be their NIL fund. They just put $225 million in a fund where they could just live off the interest, in NIL and rev share and all that stuff. They can close the gap in their rev share for whatever they need. All right. Hey, Seth, good morning. Gregory, good morning. Jacob, good morning. BKNO22 Jones, good morning. Billy Weeks morning. Hard to believe we're a couple of weeks away. I know, man. 2 weeks from tomorrow. Really excited about it. So LSU at Clemson. And by the way, next Saturday is week 0. Like we have football games next Saturday. That's going to be fun. Christian, anything particular for today's practice? Kind of just went through that, Christian, at the beginning if you missed it as we started. But yes, I want to see in the team periods, I want to see if the offensive line holds up again. Because the first 2 practices of this week when we got to watch in the team periods, the offensive line held up really well. Like there were no pressures, no sacks. So I want to see that again. Love me a good Scone rant. Well, you will enjoy today's Locked On. I always encourage you to go listen or watch. Today's one you might want to watch. There you go, Cody. Steve, morning. Weekend is here. Definitely check out Red Face Scone. You're the best. Have a good one. Thanks. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that, man. Musso and Handy can do pregame. Yeah. Musso and Handy will handle Eagle 98.1 Game Day, the pregame show again, live from Rouse's on Burbank. So excited to have those guys get going again. So let's see. Hang on one second, y'all. Let me go stop Drew's sound machine.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com. Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered.
Did we loop?
From the top of your roof,
We looped.
all the way down.
Take that, Dale. We looped it.
Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Okay. Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need orthopedics, go to Brock. all the subspecialties. After hours clinic open nights and weekends. So we are headed into the weekend. If you find yourself in need of an orthopedist, make sure you go to Brock, brortho.com, brortho.com. Look at this, CL never made the live show. What's up? What up, CL? Well, thank you for being here and welcome to the live show. Very glad to have you hanging out. 6:45 Central Time. Weekdays is our new time. You'll always get the jingle. Let's see. Chewier Ricky. The interview with number 13, Tommy Hodson, if anyone hasn't seen. Jason Kraft, morning. Early Scone is fine. Cool. Love that. Brad, do you know if Mawai is coaching anymore? No, he's not. So I had Kevin on the show a few weeks back, maybe a little more than a month ago, maybe a couple months ago now. Drew's backpack's beeping. Hang on one second. Sorry. I'll finish that thought. So I think Kevin told me he's moved. Did he tell me he's at Toledo Bend? But he sent me a picture. He's got a beautiful piece of property in the home. The back of his property is right on the water. So I yeah. Yeah, right off the back of his property, he's got a big piece of grass looking right at the water. I'll show y'all what he sent me. I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, not a bad view from your patio. You know, but he's not coaching anymore. He's living there, and I think did he tell me maybe to be near his parents? I think maybe he told me. So anyway, not coaching, but doing great. Hey, Bradley, good morning. Jalen, good morning. Jordan, Matt, how many times are we going to be mad when Brian Kelly wins toss, takes the ball? Every time he does it. I think there'll be plenty of times he does it because clearly there's times they like it. Could Bernard Gooden be our Jared Verse? Different positions, obviously. Maybe a better comp would be Braden Fisk. Remember that year at Florida State, Verse was the defensive end, but Braden Fisk was the defensive tackle they got from Central Michigan that everybody wanted, that LSU wanted, that Florida State got. Really good interior player. I think that's probably a better comp. Small school interior player. Hey, Lou, heard anything on the NCAA supposed ruling on Michigan today? I mean, I just know that the ruling's coming today. So that's about the sign stealing thing. This should be the final ruling on the whole Connor Stallions thing. Matt, do you think BK want to put the defense on the field first this year for a change? Yeah, it's funny. Someone just asked that, like almost back-to-back questions. I think it's going to go game by game. Y'all know I hate when they do it. There's a reason that you defer. You want the extra possession in the second half. And the opportunity to potentially go back-to-back, end of the first half, start of the second half. I mean, you want back-to-back possessions at end of the first half, start of the second half, and then the opportunity to have the extra possession in the second half. I mean, there's a reason everybody does it. So I hope he does. Run pass stats are usually a bit skewed. Jaden ran a lot of pass plays. 2019, LSU had big leads, ran the ball a lot. Your point's taken. Yep, but Chance, the point is that's the truth for every single team. And you're talking about a sample size large enough to where it holds, regardless of what the reason, that's the sample size of what you are as a season. So if you think about the offense that LSU had in those years, they were balanced. You didn't like LSU's offense last year. That's why. They lacked balance. You have to be willing to run the ball, was the point. It's like, I mean, it's like a rushing average, like a yards per carry average. And you could say, well, it's skewed by long runs. Doesn't matter. I know Hester goes on this all the time, and he's right. What if you run it 10 times between the tackles for short yardage to weaken and soften a defense to pop the big one? That's why you count an average. Bailey, I mean, we're not talking about one game. We're talking about over the course of a 13-game season. Do you think 2015 and 2024 have any parallels? Both LSU teams somewhat collapsed. I don't know if I was ever as high on the 2024 team as I was 2015. Because Fournette was unstoppable. I mean, they were already engraving his name on the Heisman Trophy in November, and then they just completely face planted. I don't think I was ever that high on 2024 LSU. Jonathan, this man went back, watched the Alabama and Florida games. LSU actually ran the ball when they ran it. Well, when they ran it, aside from horrible penalties, key missed blocks, and the O-line actually opened holes. Also, Alabama just wasn't very good last year on the defensive line. Truthfully, they weren't very good on the defensive line last year. H-Town Creole, SMU is different. First of all, they're DFW Metro, a lot of in-state talent. There's nothing in Lawrence. Okay. Go look at SMU's class. I'm not disagreeing with that, right? By the way, where they are. And I'm not saying it's easy, but I'll also remind you that best example possible here, H-Town Creole. You ever been to Eugene, Oregon? Brother, there ain't nothing in Eugene, Oregon. Not a darn thing. Nothing. You can't even fly into Eugene, Oregon. You gotta fly into Portland and then drive. I'm here to tell you, bro, like, Oregon is a major national brand because Phil Knight and Nike bought their way to relevance. So I'm with you. Lawrence, Kansas, flyover state, snow, basketball school. I get it. Money talks, bro. Yes, they can absolutely buy their way to relevance, undeniably. Okay. Where are we? Chance, was Kansas money for football only or basketball too? For all sports, for the athletic department. But you're talking about $225 million. I mean, just think about the interest alone of what you would do on that. Like, you'll never, like, that's how endowments never run out of money. Endowments, they take the money and they put it into some type of fund, and so that they could just live and exist off the interest if they need to. So they'll never run out of money. All right, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Chuck, what up, man? Good morning. Happy Friday. Team Drew. Brian Turner, SMU's a lot of money for. I know H-Town Creole, but that's what we're saying. Kansas, maybe you missed that part. Kansas got a $300 million donation. That's the point. Like, just for an athletics fund. Like, that's the point. And yes, SMU's got a ton of money. Like, SMU, that's the example I gave. They bought their way to relevance. So it can be done. Thomas Primo, good morning. Jalen Broussard, good morning. Only school to get the death penalty. Yes, and now they're relevant again after being irrelevant for 40 years. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Thomas, did you miss it? Cody, good morning. Somebody donate me $300. Tiger Poppy, what's going on? Tiger Diver, what will post-game be this year? It will be after the game. Glenn, struggling to understand why the pundits are not high on LSU. They all put Bama ahead of LSU. We have the same talent, but the better quarterback. Glenn, a lot of it is just reputation. And to be perfectly honest, after the way LSU played defensively the last 2 years, LSU doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt. Now, I have reminded all of you for some time now that Alabama does not deserve the benefit of the doubt because Nick Saban is no longer there. You've got a head coach that hasn't proven he can win at this level. They're going to tell you that the offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubb, coming in is going to make all the difference because he's Kalen DeBoer's right-hand man. Okay. Wasn't Kalen DeBoer calling the plays last year? Isn't he the offensive guy? And now Ty Simpson, who's never taken a meaningful snap in his career, is all of a sudden going to get Bama to the promised land? Don't buy it. Let's see. Blake Baker talked about the push the interior of the defensive line's getting, which players bring the heat from the outside. Yeah, I mean, remember he was asked, he talked about it because he was asked about it. I mean, they all look good coming off the edge. Peyton had a sack the other day. Patrick Peyton when we were there. I mean, Peyton, Relaford, Pyburn, Butler are your edge players. And they have shown us a look where they kick Gooden and Pyburn inside and then have Kalaj Cobbins and Patrick Peyton on the ends, like a pass, just a strictly pass rush package. Kalaj Cobbins can rush the passer now, man. He's got some get off. Yeah, the Brian Kelly hate stuff is weird. I don't quite get it, but whatever. I don't have the benefit of looking at it from the outside in. This year for week 1 of college football will be fun day, sad day. Lee's last on college game day. Grew up with them always Saturday in football season. Yeah, man. Corso's final game day. It's time, though. It's time. We say all good things must come to an end. Bailey, we should be thankful Warren Buffett doesn't care about football. He's from Nebraska, I believe. Yeah, he's in Omaha. The Oracle of Omaha. Hey, Brett. Been in and out this week. No, you met with the folks at Don Juan, which deal with whiskey and wine. I did not meet with the folks at Don Juan. We're trying to schedule a meeting over there. Brian, when Nebraska was on during the Coach O era, they were unbeatable. You were correct. During the Coach O era? During the Coach O era. Oh, Coach Osborne. That's who you're talking about. You said Coach O. I'm like, Coach O. Tom Osborne. Okay, got it. Yes, they were one of the premier programs in college football. Hey, Ray, who isn't coaching? Jason, good morning. Spurge, good morning. Cliff really believed the defense would be better, not because of talent. Year 2, the scheme, good defensive mind. I think the best comp is to look at Missouri. Baker, when in 2021, Missouri, all their defenses were in the triple digits, 110th in total defense and all that stuff. Year 1 under Baker, he got him top 60 and everything. Year 2, he got him top 30 and everything. I think that's probably the comp that you hope for. Can you be a top 30 defense this year? If you can, I think the offense is plenty good enough. I think you're a playoff team. Let's see. I'm willing to sacrifice the Florida game if it means beating Clemson. Please, dear Lord, if baby Jesus, let us win week 1. Yeah, Chandler, I just fundamentally disagree with that. Because the surest fire way to the playoff is to win your league. So when you have to go at Ole Miss, Bama, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt, but you have 3 really tough road games there, you got to win your home SEC games, man. So, I mean, I'd rather win them both, but if you're going to say you got to lose one, I'd rather lose the Clemson game. Hey, David, good morning. Thomas, this year will resemble 2019. Write it down. I have said it, go Tigers. Thomas, I'm not going to write it down. And nothing we ever see again will resemble 2019. So please don't ever say that again. I think too many people forget just how spectacular that was. Like, in 130 years of football, you've had one team like that, and you're going to tell me it's going to happen again 5 years later, 6 years later. We're never going to see that again. So be grateful that we got to see it. Put it on a shelf, admire it all the time, Pull it down off the shelf and cuddle with it whenever you need it. But never, ever think you're going to see that again. Ever. All right, I got to go. Sponsors linked in the description on YouTube. They're tagged on Facebook. Locked on LSU is live. There is a red-faced Scone rant in Locked on LSU today. You